I'm going to show you how to teach your deaf and blind dog how to sit. You could also do this for a deaf dog if you wanted to use a tactile cue. So right now Inwy's in a down, so I'm going to reset her out of that position so that I can get her from a stand into a sit. So I'm just going to kind of put a reset cookie over here. Then the first thing that you're going to do if your dog doesn't know a sit already is you're just going to lure the position. So you're going to have a piece of food in your hand, and from your dog being in a standing position, you're going to lure their head up, keep the cookie close, and kind of push their butt down. Then you're going to give them their reward marker once they get into that position. For Inwy, it's a tap on the chest, and then you feed the treat. So let me do this one more time so that you can kind of see how I'm luring her. So this is the same way that we would teach a sit with, you know, a seeing and hearing dog too. We would start with the food lure. The thing that's going to be most different is when we put it on cue. So see, I'm holding the food in front of her nose, and as soon as her butt goes down, I'm going to mark that with her tap, and then I'm going to let her eat the cookie. So now I want to put the behavior on cue. For a hearing dog, we would call that sit. For a dog who can't hear, if they're deaf only, you could give them a visual cue like a hand signal. For Inwy, she can't see either, so it needs to be a tactile cue. So just like when you teach any behavior, once you want to put it on cue, the cue needs to happen first. So for Inwy, her cue to sit is 2 taps on her butt, close to her tail. And so when I give her 2 taps, she's going to go into a sit because she already knows this. But when you first add this cue to your dog who has not learned it before, they're not going to know what it means. So then you will immediately have to lure them into the position. And you'll repeat like that for a bunch of times until you tap on their butt and they go into the sit. That's when you know you have the behavior under stimulus control. So I'm just going to lure her out of her down position right now, and I'm going to give her her cue for sit. 2 taps on her butt. When she goes into position, and see, she put herself into a down, so actually I'm going to lure her back up into the sit, and then mark the sit and feed her for that. So let's try that again. She's being lazy today. She just wants to lay down. Okay, so I'm going to give her 2 taps on her butt, and when she goes into the sit, I'm going to give her that marker for sitting. That's the tap on her chest. So now she's just putting herself in a sit because she knows that's what's going to get her the cookie. Okay, 2 taps, she sits, I mark the sit, and then I feed her for that. So we haven't practiced this in a while, so it's a little obvious that her sit is not on great stimulus control because she keeps trying to go into a down. So we're going to try that again. I'm going to give her 2 taps on her butt. When she goes into the sit, mark the sit, and feed. We're going to do down next, so she'll love that one. Ready? Okay. 2 taps, she sits, marker, feed. And if she stays sitting, I'm going to mark and feed again because that's the behavior I'm looking for. She always snaps.